When working with rulers and templates, we are free motioning, but we are working around a template to give us a foundation. So we need to have our machine set to how we would be free motion quilting. I like to drop my stitch length and keep my feed dogs up. Some people like to lower their feed dogs. Whatever method is your preferred method for free motioning, that is what you would be using when working with rulers. Always, before you start sewing, do a test. Check the tension's correct. Check that the foot height is correct. Once that's all right, you're ready to go. So I've marked crosshairs on my fabric. I'm going to sew a Spin-e-fex. This is Spin-e-fex number 1. It is our 5.5 inch Spin-e-fex. I'm going to place my template so that my foot is inside the template. With this tool, we have lines marked across and down. This pattern rotates on that central point. The first thing I want to do is bring up my threads. So I'm going to lower my foot away from the edge of the template. I'm going to move my template so that my needle is in the centre of those crosshairs. I'm lowering my needle, bringing the thread up. I'm just going to lift that foot again, and I want to bring these threads up so that they're coming out the top. This prevents me from getting bunching at the back of my work. So I'll lower the needle again, keeping hold of these threads. I'm going to stitch around the template. So all I'm doing is letting the ruler foot ride against the edge of the template and moving the template. When I get to the top, I'm going to come down the opposite direction. I really don't want to sit there and do a lot of stitches in one place, so I will generally stop in there. Come down the other side. We're going to come back to where we started. So we're back in our starting position. Now I'm going to just take these tails back a little bit. I'll sew those tails in later on. I'm going to turn the template. Turning the template around on the foot, I'm going to line up those lines again. I can line up here and have my crosshairs back in the correct position and sew the next one. You can go from left to right or right to left, whichever is comfortable for you. You are holding the template down. You are not pressing hard into the bed of the machine. We're just working our way around this shape. You can go quickly, you can go slowly, whatever you're comfortable with. Once we've got that template sewn, we're going to stop there in the middle again. Rotate that, keeping the foot down. Rotate the template around again. I'm now lining up with here and there. So I'm back. I'm not having to turn my fabric around to sew this shape. I am just moving the template around. We'll just go back again and come up the other side. This template we can rotate so that we do 4 pieces going to the centre. We can have 4 petals working our way around, and then do 8. We can actually get up to 16 rotations. And all we're doing is moving the template around the foot. Now I'm going to add another petal, which will be in the middle of here. So I'm going to use the 45-degree line, which is on the template, to align that up and get it through here. So I'm still just using the same crosshairs as I did before. We're going to stop there. I'm just going to cut this thread. Again, we will rotate the template. Now I can just rotate the template. I can rotate the fabric if I wish. doing the next petal. Templates are really easy to use. They give you a wonderful background design for your quilting. It's the backbone. You can do this shape and then you can fill in each petal with fillers. You can fill around the outside, back to the centre again. I like to stop needle down. Turn the template. If you are working on a quilt and it's a 4-foot quilt, 5-foot quilt, it's not easy to turn 5 foot of quilt around every time you want to change direction. And that's why working with a template, that you can just rotate the template instead of turning the quilt to give you this design. It makes it so easy. And we come back to the centre once more. Rotate that template again. Always checking that my lines are aligned with those 4 crosshairs I put in. I've marked this quilt just with a chalk marker. It will just brush out. Use the marker that you like. Always test your markers on the fabric that you are using. So now we're back to the centre. I'm going to stop and bring my threads up here. So I'm going to raise my needle, lift my foot. I can move this away and I will take those threads away. I will sew those in. And we have one Spin-e-fex, which is a rotating pattern. It completes to a circle which measures 5.5 inches. So that way it will fit in a 6-inch block. And from there we can add to this block, put something else in, which we'll do again in the next video.